Hey everybody, this is my review for episode 5 of Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. The name of the episode is Become, and I would really like to make this a short review, but every time I say that, it usually ends up being much longer than I wanted to. But yeah, we ended up the last time with Rick and Michonne going off hunky dory, happy. And then this episode, though, we start up with Father Gabriel. And wow, haven't seen anybody from the main show in a while. But I'm about deaf in one ear. So sometimes I do miss sounds in TV shows. And I did not even hear helicopters in this first scene. But from what I've heard, people hear helicopters, so maybe Alexandria has fallen in that first scene. We don't know. And I mean, it's not as big of a worry, really. As long as the kids got out, if Alexandria fell, because, with the Commonwealth arc, there really shouldn't have been that many people left there, with a big chunk of them going to live in the Commonwealth. But anyways, this is a very Rick, Michonne, and Jadis heavy episode, and there's a lot of bonding with Rick and Michonne, like with the tasteful noodles. I thought that was fun, and they may have used that before on the main show. I don't remember it, but they may have. But just a lot of bonding with Rick and Michonne, like in the gift shop at the camping area, and just a lot of good bonding. Then they run into these people out in the woods and help them, and then they immediately turn on them, which I mean by it's kind of weird to be not that self-sufficient in the apocalypse if you've made it that far into the apocalypse. I mean, that just makes no sense to me. You should, unless you are in a place like the CRM or Portland or Omaha, if you're anywhere else out in the wastes, you kind of should be able to take care of yourself. I know those walkers are harder to kill, but still. But I like that old Rick is back, and just a fun little scene. But if I was Rick, I would have killed him. I know there's not that many people left in the world, but I would have killed him nonetheless. Anybody that flips on you that quick, I wouldn't trust him. Then we see a mysterious figure, and of course, that mysterious figure is Jadis. And I really should do these on something where there's no commercials, or write them out. But, I did that with some of my Walking Dead reviews, and it didn't really help them that much. But anyways, you get to see a lot of these flashbacks with Jadis coming to visit Gabriel, which is kind of cool, kind of neat, kind of not. Because, Gabriel in the comics redeems himself to a certain extent, but he's very duplicitous. And, like he's not as bad in the show after a certain point. And, but with this, it kind of brings that back. Now, when Jadis comes in on Rick and Michonne, it's funny that she has them tie each other up when Rick shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to tie Rick's hands behind him. Now, yes, one hand you could tie to the bed, but what's his other hand tied to? He doesn't have a hand. It's a really awkwardly stupid scene set up. And of course she should know that they're going to break loose and, try to kick her ass. She knows them. I mean, they've fought and been friends and fought and been friends, But, and then we have another Jadis and Gabriel scene. And I mean, those are nice. And at least this, well, nobody watches these. And I'm sure me saying that this will be the one that everybody watches. But Pollyanna McIntosh is a very well endowed woman in the chest. And you would never know that from watching The Walking Dead, really. But if you ever watch the movie The Woman, you'll be like, good God. It's like they've really done well to hide how womanly she can be. I guess that's... and it's just weird, But right there, when she's talking to Gabriel, you can actually see what she really looks like. The car chase, kind of stupid. Just, it is. I mean, all that noise would bring a bunch of walkers. Would maybe even bring the CRM prematurely. Too many variables, too many things, especially the truck that Rick Michonne in. Those people have probably been dead at least several years. Those tires are probably low. Just all kinds of shit. It's like I wouldn't be taking a vehicle out like that. Running it like that. You're just gonna end up breaking, hurting yourself. I know, stupid and realistic in a fantasy thing, but that stuff like that annoys me. Jadis running into those new people was kind of just Jadis, using more people. They do have her makeup pretty well. I like that she is so ashen white, kind of gray. I mean, usually when people die on here, they're they die, I guess, much quicker, and that would, help. Not looking so ashen as she does here, but tricking that group, small group, into helping her, and then tricking them to fuck with Rick and Michonne. They should have known better. They may have lived longer, but it's like a Mexican standoff, and this, out of all these, is the filler episode. I mean, it's good. It's got good stuff in it. Still better than a lot of main series episodes, in my opinion. But it's still filler. And I'm glad, though, that this is the filler episode. There's several Walking Dead, like, penultimate episodes, the episode right before the mid-season finale, or the season finale. They were always better than the finale a lot of times. Like, not every season, but several seasons they did that. And that can be quite annoying when you're like, this is really good, and, the finale is going to be awesome, and then it's just terrible. Or, if not terrible, just not as climactic, not as interesting, not as, just not what you're expecting. But I think a lot of people probably did not like this one, though, because it's a little too romantic on both ends with the Gabriel and Jada stuff and the Rick and Michonne. Even though there is quite a bit of action and quite a bit of a lot of things, you know, that's just a little too lovey-dovey for him. And that's what this was marketed as. So it doesn't bother me like it does, or like it did in when they brought Doctor Who back. You know, like they had too many of the companions falling in love with the Doctor. Now some do in the older shows, at least to a certain extent, but it wasn't like they were more in awe instead of like kind of wanting to be with the Doctor. They just wanted to be with the Doctor because the Doctor was, you know, cool, special, exciting, and I can see where people, you know, poo-poo this one, but it's still not a bad episode. Just not what you're expecting when you never know if this. When they still marketed this as only being 6 episodes and not a second season, it's kind of like, well, how many pounds of shit are you going to fit in a 5-pound bag? But they do a good trick, like fake out of Jadis, and yeah, I mean, she gets a decent death. And they get like 5 seconds, well, not even 5 seconds, they get like 2 seconds of Huck from World Beyond, so we get a teeny Band-Aid sliver of a 2-season show. I mean, I think they have peppered a couple of other teeny kernels of stuff from that. Not much, though. I mean, you know, they wasted a lot of time and money on his show that very little of it actually matters to the rest of the universe. But that's their money, not mine. And I love zombie stuff, so I watched all of it anyway. But yeah, I mean, we've got a good death for her. It does take a little bit long, but you know, that's the character. I mean, you really would think she would just keep babbling on until you shoot her. But yeah, I hope that both characters survive. I don't know if they will. I mean, they couldn't. You just don't know. But you do see the helicopter take off, you know, at the end of this. I hope they survive. I hope all of them get together and there's some kind of end game thing, you know, in a year or two. I would like to see at least one more season of this, you know, or maybe not even call it this. Call each season a different. Make a new series. You know, you don't have to have a second series with the same name. You know, you could be like the ones who are still living, or you know, anything. It's, I think sometimes they put a little too much effort into it. Just give us a little bit more of the world, and I think could make a lot of people happy. Anyways, we got one more of these next week, and then it'll be several months until we have anything with Daryl Dixon. I don't know if they're doing more tales or not, but I know it'll be several months though before I do any more dead reviews, because there won't be anything dead to do. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoy. Anybody that actually made it through this, and if you do, if you make it this far, just say made it in the comments, and I'll be shocked if you made it this far. Anyways, we'll see you all next